Alright everyone, I'm done polishing. You can see my neighbor's house in the reflection on this hood. I think we've done good there. That's good enough. If I take it inside, you can see a perfect reflection of the light bulbs above and of the LED lamp. The top of the car, if the thing will focus, it's not focusing. You can see a good reflection of the LED lamp. The 3 light bulbs there. And the neighbor's house across the street. I mean, this thing is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful in my opinion. I'm going to let that sit for a few days in its airtight box and go work on something else. Okay? Now, we're near enough to the end of the contest that I can start giving you guys some ideas of my evil plans for this car. Alright? Because I didn't want to share them too early. Wow, that just looks good. Alright, first evil plan. Now I've already run a poll amongst a few of my friends, and we narrowed it down to 2 different things. The hood of this car is far too plain. I'm thinking of sticking that decal across the hood of that car. Okay? Maybe that one, or that's the second runner-up. This is what all my friends are telling me to do. An Autobot symbol on the hood of that car. That is a very silver and chromed decal. You can see it. Very chrome and shiny car hood. You know, I'm tempted to not put anything on that hood. It looks so good. There's a few streaks in there, but that'll buff off real quickly. I'm tempted not to put any decals on this at all and just leave it as it is. Okay? Another option is one of these dragons on the hood. So, I'm going to put it up for a vote with you guys. You tell me which decal should be on there. Okay, that means I gotta put this video a little out of order, but that's okay. I'll be back in a little bit. Alright everyone, I'm doing an awful lot of stuff on this car model. Mainly what I'm doing is painting. I'm sure some of you have noticed that. I keep putting up painting video after painting video after painting video. That's because this is a highly detailed model and there's a lot of paint to painting it. Okay? Now, first thing I want to tell all of you is this. Whenever you got a lot of painting like this, you're going to end up masking. Okay? And I did an awful lot of masking back in the day when I was doing modeling. In other words, back when I was a teenager, in early 20s, I built an awful lot of models. And I would mask them and spray them with rattle can. And my weapon of choice was good old masking tape. Don't use this stuff anymore. It's too sticky, it's too thick, it's too hard to apply. Okay? Someone said get painter's tape. Don't use this stuff. This blue tape's okay when you're masking off a huge area and you're using paper to tape it down with. BB's photobombing. She's painting portraits over here. She just painted a picture of a lion. Don't use this blue stuff. It's not as sticky as this stuff, but it's still too thick and too hard to use. The best tape for masking is Tamiya tape.
John,
okay?
The paintbrush is green.
That's okay. It can be whatever color it wants to be, BB. Alright?
It wants to?
Yep.
Oh.
BB's painting with a hairbrush, not an airbrush. A hairbrush. Anyhow, this Tamiya tape comes in different sizes. It's a little bit more expensive. I mean, this roll here costs as much as like this roll. But it does such a better job. It's thinner. It's not overly sticky.
What should I...
This isn't sticky enough. This is too sticky. This is perfect. Okay? Rarely does this pull up the paint. I've had to pull up paint once on me. Once. It conforms to the model real easily. You can see it up here. You can cut it very easily with a knife. Okay? I mean, I just laid that tape down, burnished it with my fingernail, and then ran the knife along the edges. I got to get rid of this red overspray here. And I'm about to do the same thing on the bottom down here. I'm about to burnish that and cut that so I get rid of that black overspray. Alright? And I'm literally, okay, let's zoom that out. Too much zoom can be bad.
Make it dirty.
That's okay. I've just taken my fingernail and running it along the edge of the tape to burnish it down. Now, if you don't want to use your fingernail, that's fine. I have used bamboo skewers. This one's got an alligator clip on it, so obviously I didn't use that. I used the pointy end. I use toothpicks constantly for that, because toothpicks can reach down in there a little bit better than your fingernail can. Only problem with toothpick is it will poke a hole in this Tamiya tape if you're not careful. Okay? So now, once I get that burnished down, I just take my X-Acto knife and run it along the edge where I want to cut the tape. Okay? And this Tamiya tape comes up pretty simple. It's not overly clingy stuff. And I might have to redo that. No, I don't really have to redo that edge. I did chip the black paint, but that's okay. Here, let me zoom in on this so you guys can see it a little bit better. For those of you who have Sony Handycams, if it's having trouble focusing, zoom out and move the piece closer. As you move the piece closer, it can focus. It just has a limited focus range for each level of zoom. Alright, now, I can get rid of that black overspray, I can get rid of that red overspray. Paint this all gray. I'm going to detail up the console a little bit, so it's going to get a different color here in a minute. Okay? Right here. These two things are going to get a different color. The floor is going to turn gray. I got to paint these speakers black back up here. And that's going to be a trick and a half. Once those are painted black, I can flock the floor. And then I'm done with this part. Okay? Lots of painting, lots of taping going on. I'm about to tape up the front seats so I can paint them too. I'll be back in a little bit. Let me undo this zoom so you can see my happy smiling face. Oh, BB, that is looking like a rocket ship. Do you want to share with everyone else? Yeah? Okay, everyone, I'm loosening up the tripod and we're turning it so we can see the rocket ship BB's making. Everyone see it? She asked me, she wanted to make a picture for me and asked me what I wanted, and I said a rocket ship. So she's making a rocket. Alright, be back in a little while. Alright, everyone. I must have been on drugs or something when I painted this, because there's color variations like mad running everywhere. And they were perfectly white before I did that, so they were all the same color before painting. And the same's true on the seats. You can see a black line running across the front of that, and I don't even know how that happened. So what I'm going to do is repaint them red, then seal coat them. As long as I don't go too crazy with the red, it should be fine. The bad part is I wanted to paint the underside of the headrest today. So the headrests were done, and I wanted to repaint the seats today, so they were done. And I could get the headrest reattached to the seats and have everything looking right. And then all I had to do is concentrate on the dash. You know, because once the dash is painted, everything's done with painting other than final touch-up details. Well, it's not true. The body needs some painting too. I got to paint the rubber bumpers that run along the side of the fenders. Okay? The side of the doors. And I got to paint the ring around the doors. Okay? But other than that, most everything's done. I got a few future runs here to deal with. But I know how to deal with that. I do that with future all the time, so I don't like using it for gloss coats. That's why I've been using the all-clad lacquer for a gloss. I don't put pool marks like that right there. It'll sand off, it'll clean off. I'm not worried about it. But anyhow, I'm going to get busy, because got lots to do today and tomorrow. I got to get as much done as I can before Monday. I've got BB full-time starting Monday, so it's me and BB all the time on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're going to get lots of art projects for her, like painting. That's supposed to be a bunny rabbit. like painting bunny rabbits. I bought her a nice acrylic set, a nice set of brushes. I bought her a watercolor set. On Monday, we're getting her some clay, some Sculpey, and some figures to paint. So I'm going to keep her occupied with art projects so she can be in this room while I'm in this room. And she's not bored. And Tomo came by for a nice visit. Talk to you guys in a bit.